yours truly. Uh, Current events. This is not going to be a long 4-hour episode. This is just going to be me just talking about, hey, let's give a report card on how Trump is doing. How's he doing? He's been in over 3 weeks, going on 4 weeks come Monday. The only reason I can remember that far is because it was last 3 weeks and then 4 weeks. And eventually we're going to forget and we're going to go, oh, well, he's been in for about 5 months or 3 months. But nonetheless, he's doing everything in light speed, to say the least. As soon as he does one thing, he goes in and goes into a different thing. And then he goes and does 5 different other things. And then he does 8 different things. Every day is a brand new day. All the confirmation hearings are going smoothly. Thank God that there's no huge issue. Hold on. I just wanted to make sure that I got my chats up and running. It looks like everything is good to go. I'm just kind of getting my setup going. Let me see if I can find. Hold on. There it is. There it is. Let's see. Sorry. I am getting everything to where if you guys chat, I am ready to receive transmission. I wanted to be able to be communicative. If any questions come up, this is not going to be a long episode. This is more for how do you guys rate Trump's first almost 4 weeks? He is getting into the thick of it all because he's got Ukraine and Russia. He's got the Hamas thing is happening tomorrow afternoon, Saturday at noon. That'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I'm enjoying the New York PD, the New York City, go crazy this morning or this afternoon. I saw like protesters were anti-ICE and Mayor Adams and Tom Homan got together and they said, hey, let's work together. And it's getting really, really, really interesting because, like I said, the more you get into this administration, the more he's going to open up his arms and go, hey, this is what I'm all about. And you're going to get like lawsuits on one end, you're going to get protests on the other end. And really, what's really funny, because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and a lot of different opinions. I go on X all the time and I'm always scrolling like this. And I'm just like, what's going on with everybody? And what I'm really, seeing is like, how does the Democrats and everybody that opposes Doge, how do they defend? How do they defend Iraq? Not Iraq, but it started with an I, but IRS and USAID and all this other waste and fraud and all this other stuff that's going on. How do they defend it? Because they're gonna have to run, midterms pretty soon. I mean, not tomorrow or anything, but midterms are gonna come up eventually, and the Democrats have got to save, on in their perspective, in their perception, they have to win the Senate, they have to win the Congress, and at least get some power back. They're gonna be fighting hard. They're gonna be fighting dirty. All that fun stuff. But if the USAID and, all these slush funds that have been stripped dry from the Doge, are they going to have a legitimate shot because they're running on ideas and policies and all that stuff? Are they going to change tune when it comes to midterms? That's going to be really fun to watch. But obviously we're in today. We're not worried about midterms right now, but I'm just overwhelmed with the information that's coming out every day. You've got more fraud that's coming out with Doge. You got, like I said, tomorrow you got Hamas. Trump's doing this with his time watch, at noon. What are you guys going to do, Iraq, Israel, and why do I keep saying Iraq? Israel, what are you going to do? Hamas, what are you guys going to do? So it's going to be interesting tomorrow afternoon, noon. I don't know if that's Eastern Standard Time or what, because you got noon in Israel. That's, I think, 8 hours or whatever ahead of us. So I guess we'll be sleeping by the point, that timer runs out, and Trump's gonna be like, "Hey, has everybody been released? If not, we're gonna boo, boo, boo," do whatever Trump is gonna do. He hasn't said it. He's not gonna give away his cards of what he's gonna do. Obviously, he's gonna, do what Trump does, is be, you know, be scary. That's what he is. I don't know. Just every time I see that mugshot photo, I think, oh, I don't want to be intimidated by that guy, because at least I'm on his side. I mean, just because I roll with Trump, just because, I think he's doing great things, doesn't mean he has flaws and they need to be talked about. But he hasn't really done anything controversial yet, other than, maybe the birthright, and, that might be scrutinized through the legal system. But even so, I mean, that's in the constitutional right to just throw it in the executive order, have it be challenged. And, he's always said that he's always going to abide by what the court said, because he believes in the constitutional process. Again, like I've said before, Doge is really hammering in. They're in the IRS now, which really interesting to see what happens with IRS. To see what kind of payments that is forced upon us to pay. We might find a lot of fraud in there, and it could be like what Elon Musk has said. We found more worms than no apple, and it just needs to be shut down. I don't know if IRS is fraud. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't really give me much confidence with what Doge has found so far in this preliminary 3 weeks that we've been investigating this whole time. I mean, it's just it just cracks me up. Because I think it's been 250 years, the country's founding, and I don't think we've been audited one time. Maybe you've got some pencil pushers, maybe some nerds or whatever. I mean, no offense, because we got nerds, doing the computer thing in Doge right now. I'm just saying you got to get, people that actually have this, like, lightning in a bottle type of situation. You have to have an administration. You have to have the population approve of this, because, I mean, if Doge wasn't popular, I'm sure there'd be protests everywhere, and Elon Musk would probably back off. But he's got so much support with the population. Everybody wants to, cut taxes and cut the waste and fraud. I mean, for me personally, I'm pissed that all my money that I've ever sent to the government has been mismanaged and, corrupted. And, hey, we've got to set up all these programs to censor me, and, and all these, I could go on and on. It's an et cetera kind of thing. And I'm overwhelmingly pissed that, I've spent my adult life, paying taxes to the man. And this is what I find out of it. Yeah, I'm sure everybody else feels the same way. That's why he's got so much support. So let's go down through X and see if there's anything going on. I don't really know what's going on with Brett Cooper. I know that she got, either she resigned or got canned from the Daily Wire. I know that that's kind of been a big touchy thing. I've never really investigated. I don't really care about drama like that. I know it was really dramatic. I do like cat videos. I don't know why. They're just funny. Oh yeah, then you got this Lyft situation that she did a lawsuit because she couldn't fit in a car or something like that. So like I said, I don't really get into the drama of everything. This is Donald Trump. He is signing an executive order to get the 625 million acres that Biden banned from further offshore oil and gas leases in his final days. So I'm really upset about what Biden did as far as energy and all this other stuff. It made no sense at the time. I was always scratching my head at, like, why would you cut off energy and oil dependence on like fossil fuels we use every day? Like, literally, we are in this, like, we have to use oil. We have to use gas and fuel and all this other stuff to either heat our homes or drive our cars or run factories and all this other stuff. And then you got Biden saying, oh, we need to get away from that. Well, if you want us to get away from it, why not come up with something that we can kind of, migrate away from it if we had a more sustainable, cheaper, cleaner, and all that other stuff? But we didn't. It was the oxymoron of just like, why Why are you cutting the energy dependence off of fossil fuels without a transitionary like fuel source to use? Like it just didn't make any sense. The whole 4 years did not make any sense. He would say all these random things that, are obviously, like Obama's third term and all that crap. But it made no sense. Like none of his policies and all that stuff, like open border. Well, I get that, it's coming out that, he just wanted to mess with states that, were losing, from everybody migrating out of the stupid states that were, coming up with all this crap for taxes and all these, et cetera. And they were losing population in congressional seats like California and New York. They wanted to kind of put immigration in there and win back the congressional seats. So it's it's so frustrating. I don't even want to talk about Biden. Anyways, moving on. I don't know if I finished my thought or whatever, but I like the whole Tom Holman. He's coming in. Sanctuary city stuff is starting to fall apart. Like I said, New York City, they had their big protest in the streets, and Mayor Adams, he came in there. He was just like, "Do what you got to do. We won't try to be a sanctuary city." He probably got intimidated by Pam Bondi earlier this week. Pam Bondi said, "Hey, if you guys are going to be sanctuary city, we're going to put you in jail." That's federal law. I mean, you have to abide by the law, regardless of your ideology. And they're so used to getting away with stuff like this. There's one thing about being a bluff, but there's another of being like, hey, here's charges. They're dropped on your desk, and you have to come see me at court or whatever. But I don't even know what to even think about everything. Like I said, everything's going at lightning speed. We're just kind of, I don't have my co-host over here. I didn't even tell him I was even doing this. I got my kids coming in. I got to get off probably in about 20 minutes or so. I just wanted this to be kind of like a report card. If anybody wants to chat, I am available on live chat. Let me see if I can pull up Rumble. It's one of those things that I'm trying to learn how to do all this stuff. It's not a perfect system. I need to get another monitor so I can kind of see all the chats all in one place. But for right now, I'm just kind of duct taping everything together, and I just want to be available to anybody that wants to chat, anybody who wants to put their opinion and their 2 cents. I would love nothing more than to have a more community-focused type of podcast instead of it just being, just vomit on the microphone and word salad everything. It would be great to. Apparently, I don't have my tab open for. I thought I had it. Apparently, I don't. So give me 1 second while I open this up. It's probably in the background somewhere. So give me 2 seconds. Oh, I think I closed it. Sure, yep. Volume's down. Cool. Let me just try to figure out life over here. All right, there's my chat for Rumble. Anybody in Rumble, anybody in YouTube, anybody on X? I think I'm online on X too. I'm trying to multi-stream, like I've said before. I'm watching. It's weird seeing my head in so many different like platforms. Let's see. Let me go to my profile, and it does not look like. Oh, I am live. So I do have no chats going on, but there we go. At least I've got that going. Let me pull up the chat for Twitter. So, like I said, I want to monitor my feeds no matter where I'm at. I want to be able to see everything that's going on. So, if you guys do chat, I am available and I'm ready to rock and roll and answer any questions or whatever. All right. Let me see if that's going to cause a volume disruption or anything. Okay, we're good. So what do you guys think about Trump? Vance is in Europe right now, laying down the hammer over there. I'm watching his little speech going on, as you can see on the screen. He did that early this morning. I woke up at 4 and 5 in the morning or whatever, and it's obviously midday over there. So he's basically saying you guys' immigrations policies and your freedom of speech. Obviously, they don't have to abide by what we say over there, but he's just listing out if it would be a good idea if you guys followed our lead. So, anyways, we'll see what comes out of that. Pete Hegseth, did this similar thing by, telling like, hey, Ukraine, you guys are not going to be a part of NATO. Like, relax. You guys are on your own. We'll kind of hang out. We'll observe, but we're not gonna, come save the day or anything. So Pete Hegseth doing his thing. We got all these cabinet pictures, cabinet positions, doing their thing now. It's good to see his cabinet, kind of, if you saw the press conference this afternoon, you had like, right behind Trump, you had all of his cabinet people right behind him. It was a good sight. It means everything's starting to come together, but like I said earlier, it's gonna get crazy. I mean, I can't imagine what this country's gonna be like in 4 years. I think about it all the time. I mean, Trump has got big, bold plans. He's got like these ideas about how he's gonna abolish the Secretary of Education. He's gonna abolish the IRS. He's gonna make Canada the 51st state. He's gonna, acquire Greenland. He's got all these big, bold moves that he's like running on Doge. He's got RFK in there now. He's not a nominee anymore. He's actually a cabinet official. Like, what is this country going to be like in 4 years? Comment below. What do you guys think what the country is going to look like in 4 years? Like, obviously, none of us have a crystal ball. None of us have the palm reader, kind of thing. I mean, maybe hey, if someone is in a chat that has the answers, tell me what stocks to buy. I would love to make a couple bucks and be Nancy Pelosi for 5 seconds, All right. So what else we got? Apparently AOC is being objectified here. Okay. I don't get the whole thing. I really don't. And apparently I got in trouble last stream when I was doing my 4-hour, like, I don't know if anybody watched it, but I played a little bit of music from the Big Ball song from AC/DC, and I got copyright strike. So I am not going to play any music. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sure it happens to all the newbies. I just totally dropped the ball and was like, oh, yeah, I did play that song. So I refuse to play any music. I'll play any kind of like this right here. This is what I was saying earlier. Oh, this is Alex Jones, InfoWars, and all that stuff. I don't want to play their stuff. I don't want to steal anybody else's material. I just want to report like what's going on and kind of comment off that. I don't want to sit here and, try to steal other people's content. All right. What else we got going on? Oh, yeah. I guess that whole thing about Russia sending a drone to kamikaze into the Ukraine, Chernobyl. That was a big deal this morning. Apparently everybody's safe and, no nuclear, radiation has been leaked out or anything like that. But that's kind of a scary thing if that Chernobyl, it's got a bad history. And I don't mean to laugh, but, it's kind of, scary to think, that this war is not over. I know that Trump is trying to make peace in the Ukraine-Russia situation, but I'm really hoping that, Trump can get, peace going on and not only Israel and Hamas stuff, but, also in Ukraine and Russia. I mean, I think everybody shares that same sentiment where we don't want any more, worthless death, over, the military industrial complex kind of stuff. I think this whole thing, is kind of blown out of proportion at the onset where you had actors from USAID or whatever is going on, having like Jean-Claude Van Damme and Ben Stiller and, all these celebrities shaking the hands of Zelensky to try to get support and all that stuff. I mean, come on. This is not war. This is not like a photo op to, get popular. Come on. If you're going to fight and, do the war for valid reasons and all that stuff, you don't need to do photo ops to try to get support. That's how I knew that this whole thing was, to me personally, kind of like, I don't know if I want to follow either side. I mean, personally, I think I feel like, Trump, it's not our war. the border with Russia and Ukraine, that's their deal. Like, why are we in the middle of it all? It's not even a NATO ally. Even Pete Hegseth, he was just like, we're not, doing Article 5, to, you guys are not part of NATO, and, so we're not going to get involved. I know I'm saying probably controversial things, so if you guys have any ideas, opinions, feel free. I am open-minded to everybody's opinion, whether you believe or disagree with me. What does everybody think about Canada being the 51st state, Greenland being acquired, the IRS being abolished? I mean, like I've said before, I mean, we're just getting into the beginning. I mean, we're literally 3 weeks in, almost 4 weeks, and we've got 3 years and 11 months now with Trump. And like I've said before, if he wins the midterms, with the Senate and Congress, I mean, that's just 4 years of legislation that he can pass. Hopefully, it won't be a lame duck, but you never know. This was kind of interesting. I don't know if this is the same thing that I'm thinking about, but he's got Elon Musk. I guess he started a brand new company. It's called the Boring Company, and in Dubai, they just agreed to let Elon Musk's Boring Company to dig a tunnel and try to help out with traffic and whatnot. I think he did it in Vegas or tried to do it in California, but California's regulations and all that crap. So he wasn't able. I don't think he finished it in California. But I like that. If you look on here,
Standard of living and well-being.
right here, he's got the shirt tech support, and I don't know if Elon Musk still has it. Yeah, he's got volunteer tech support on his tag. It's great. I love the way he trolls. There's nothing like it. Okay, in the chat, if anybody's in the chat, sound off. Who's the bigger troll? Trump or Elon Musk? That was actually a really good question that I was listening to, and I don't know. Donald Trump can troll, like, go hard. But Elon Musk, you know what he did with Elon Musk? He changed his name over here to Harry Balls, and CNN reported it with Dana Bash. She said Harry Balls, and that's all he needed to. After she said that on CNN, he changed it back to Elon Musk. Oh, I love it. I love the entertainment value of this. It doesn't get any more spicier than this. Let's see. Yeah, everybody's pissed about the 2 million in Guatemala for this and that. It just does not get any more clear than this, that it was time for Doge to come in. It was time for all these corrupt, like there was the Senate, I guess. Yeah, I think it was Senate, that they were saying that $17 million of our tax money literally went just to shut up everybody that was in a sexual allegation in the Senate. And that was just to shut up everybody in, like, sexual misconduct and all that stuff. I'm just, good God, can you guys keep your hands to yourself? Unless you're in a consensual relationship. You don't see me doing that. I already go to jail. And Congress, I guess they get whatever treatment. They get to steal our money. They get to, grope everybody that they want to and just pay off with our money. Like, screw them, man. I want them to, like, I don't know, just do better. What are you asking for with the Congress? They screwed up royally for years. I mean, how can they redeem themselves? Got Mitch McConnell, Dianne Feinstein, which is, respectfully, she's passed away. But you got all these, like, elderly. We just went through Joe Biden, and you got all these, like, people that just need to be replaced with fresh blood. Send them off to an elderly, like, retirement home. Let them rock on their rocking chair and, let them, spend the rest of their life in peace. Why do they crave power, and why do they get to obtain it for 40 years, 4 decades? Just Nancy Pelosi, same thing. Like, why? Why can't you just let it go? You've made your money, get out, move on with your life. Why do you have to be in for so long? I hope this is one of my biggest things that I really hope for is that they do term limits. I mean, it's just I know that they'll never do it because who wants to give up, power and greed and all that. But if you take the incentive away, if Doge really comes up with this transparency thing that I hope he like leaves the U.S. citizens with, is that everybody can obtain a knowledge of where the money is going in the future so that this never happens again. Hopefully, the money will be taken away from, wanting to run for Senate and Congress, and maybe it'll be more of a patriotic service rather than it being. I mean, it's still a six-figure salary. I mean, $174,000 is more than what I make. I would love to be making $174,000. I mean, even Mitch McConnell, I think it was like 220,000 because I guess he's got time in service or whatever. Nancy Pelosi has that type of money too. But it just drives me nuts that, that wasn't enough for him. I mean, I could do really well for, $174,000, even 150 or 125 or whatever. I could do just fine. Why do you need millions? Oh, well, I need lobbyists to scratch my back so I could scratch their back. And, one thing turns into 15 things and 15 things turns into 100 things. And before you realize it, you're in that black hole of corruption and bullshit. It's just, this is what happens after 40 years. If you limit it to 8, maybe you got 8 years of scratching each other's backs and, you got that corruption and all that crap. It's not good, but at least you're eliminating it to 8 years instead of 30 or 40 or whatever. You got Biden, like I've said before, you know, limit the age. I mean, Trump, included. We should limit the age to where we've got a president that, is medically sound and that is emotionally sound. Obviously, I think I'm asking too much from the federal government, but can we please learn from our past mistakes? So I think we've learned a valuable lesson with Mitch McConnell. No offense, Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, she's got the little walker or the cane, and it's just a bad image. I mean, foreign leaders see the same videos that we see, and they're looking at us like, why? You see all their foreign leaders in parliament or, the CCP and their little committee or whatever, and they're always young, fresh, hip, spry, whatever way you want to put it. Why do we have elderly people that are just still hanging on the dear life that are, barely cognizant of where they're at or what they're doing? And Joe Biden, I guess, admit to Speaker Johnson, he was just like, I didn't know what I signed. Did I really sign that? He was talking about an LNG that he turned off the LNG, which obviously it was given to him so he could just sign. And he was just like, I don't know, whatever, I'm just signing something. He didn't know what he's signing. Speaker Johnson picked up on it. He was just like, I honestly really believe that Joe Biden had no idea that he signed that executive order. Sorry, I'm in a mood today, I guess. I don't know. Give me 5 seconds to catch my breath. And anybody in the chat want to say anything? Like I said, I'm not going to be on here too much longer. It's already 5:05. I'll probably end in another 5 minutes. Anybody in the chat? See if there's anything. Oh yeah, did you see this portrait? It's the New York Post portrait of his mugshot in the Oval Office hallway to that Susan Wiles office that's in the West Wing. So there's the doorway, it's open, and then you see the press conference, and oh, look at the portrait. He's trolling. He knew. I mean, he obviously knew that someone was going to pick up on that. See, there it is right there. They posted it too. So there's Trump and the Resolute desk right there, and then I guess this room goes into the office of Susan Wiles, which is the chief of staff. And then you got this New York Post with the mugshot. This is the actual mugshot, not as just presidential portrait. So yeah, he loves the troll. But yeah, I'm just wondering about AOC. I'm wondering how she's doing. She's not doing too hot. maybe she's gonna why is she doing this? Is she talking like Morse code or something? Like, okay, yen. Okay, I'm trying to put together the letters that are capitalized. I'm sure there's some hieroglyphics thing going on with this post right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can enlarge it. There we go. Why is she typing with weird capital letters? Maybe she's going to be in trouble now. Oh, I think she's making fun of something that happened with someone else. I don't know. But she's in trouble because I heard about this today that I think she's going to get in trouble for trying to direct ICE or legal immigration and overstepping her bounds of First Amendment rights of directing legal immigrate illegals to how to get away from ICE. I don't know what's gonna happen with her. She might go to jail herself. I don't really care. Just anybody that's corrupt. I mean, all the good people, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to be partisan with this. But if you're literally funding, you're giving advice for the illegal immigrants to get away. I saw this TikTok that they made this little map in the last scene, like ICE raid and where they're at and where they're going to be staking out and all that. It's just like, you're going to get found out. They got IP addresses. I mean, you got the NSA, you got the CIA, you got literally all these spying agencies that literally spy on us. You can't say nothing. You can't do anything without the government finding out. Guess what? You're going to go to jail and probably, pay a penalty or whatever Tom Homan sees fit. Like this guy,
If we
listen
took
to
every
him.
federal dollar out of the city, we'd do it. I mean,
He's not effing around.
this is anymore.
But Tom,
The gloves are off.
AOC
That's
out
literally
there,
what they're saying right here.
Cortez
Tom Homan,
Congresswoman,
the gloves are off.
putting out a
Like, why would you want to
webinar-
mess with this guy?
doing a webinar to help
Yeah, they're talking about it right there.
avoid, I guess, apprehension.
This is what I was saying
Giving
earlier.
Tips about how to continue to remain in the country and ultimately game the system.
And I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impediment? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor. Is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that.
Do you really want to put yourself in the crosshairs of Tom Homan over here? He says the gloves are off. AOC, stop. What is your amusement by this? Literally, you think you're, in Congress and you're above the law, that kind of thing that every Democrat has said for years. No one's above the law. And then, literally, you guys are breaking the law and you're surprised when you get, charges thrown to you. I mean, it's just stop. Just the game's over. Like Tom Homan is not going to stop. You can't stop him. I mean, you got Trump literally enforcing this, and Tom Homan's like, this is vacation for me. This is literally what I live for. AOC, relax. Take it easy. Do Congress stuff. Stay away from ICE and illegal immigration. You can do your little like, oh, he shouldn't be doing this and all that other stuff, but get out of the ICE illegal immigration stuff. Your job and duty is Congress. Do well, do good. I don't care. Democrat, Republican, I don't care. Stop breaking the law. Stop committing fraud with, like insider trading. And even though it is legal in Congress right now, and, getting all this kickbacks, from all the money. Like, can we just be not corrupt like third world countries? Like, please. That's all I ask. Is that we have a solid government that I can, like I've got my kids that I should probably be, cutting out of here pretty quick. But I want them to grow up happy. I want them to grow up, in a country that they can feel safe and that we didn't just kick the can with $36 trillion debt. And I know that's what Elon's trying to do. And everybody's like, oh my gosh. How dare he come in and take away the fraud and the bull crap that, has been going on for the last 250 years. That's all Elon's doing is just pointing out like, hey, do we need to spend $2 million? I mean, $2 million is a lot of money. That's a lot of more money than I've got. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot when you look at the big picture of $36 trillion and you've got, 2 million here and 4 billion there and all this. It sounds a little monotonous, but just imagine the money in your pocket and you going, oh my gosh, $4 billion. That's a lot of money. Like, yeah, that's our money that has been spent to all these like crappy initiatives for the last 250 years. Like, there's never been an audit. Like, it's about time. About time. Yeah, I think it's about time that I get off of here. I want to stay a little bit longer because once I get in there and I, start revving up, all my emotions and, all my feelings about how I feel about everything, man, it's hard to get off of here. Like my last stream was 4 hours because literally I just couldn't stop talking. I just had to keep it going because I was like, well, there's another new angle at this. Oh, let's talk about this. And, one thing leads to another. But I actually have to get off of here because I've got an appointment in about 2 hours or so. And I just want to kind of clean up a little bit and get the last finishing touches. Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to whoever needs to hear that. I don't really care just because I'm single and I don't really care about Valentine's Day. I know my co-host over here, he's stated his unapologetic, type of feelings towards Valentine's Day. He honestly is just telling his wife, oh my gosh, I should not. And I'm just like, too much. It's none of my business. Like, leave me out of it. I don't want to take sides here. Because then she's going to be like, why did you side with Sam? And then, I'm going to be like, well, I got to be a good friend to you. So I got to, it's just, I don't want to get complicated. But yeah, I'm liking this duo over here. I'm sure Adams is happy that the federal investigation, I guess Adams saw the writing on the wall and said, oh my gosh, we can't do this madness anymore. And Biden put him under investigation because he had doubts. And Trump rescinded all of those investigations. So Adams is kind of working with Holman and trying to get everything kind of. I work for 6 presidents. I think Trump is the greatest president in my lifetime. He proves it every day. Border numbers are down over 90% in 3 weeks. That should be yay. You know why? And I'll make this point and I'll get the hell off of this platform. I know that everybody's just can't wait for my next words or whatever, but I'm happy about illegal immigration because, one, it puts a strain on literally every city, town, county, state, you name it. It puts so much strain and stress and, all the resources are devoted to someone that is illegally not supposed to be here. 2, it's dangerous because we have no idea who the hell these people are. They could be Al Qaeda, they could be CCP spies, they could be, rapists, murderers, all those like random type of, bad juju, type of committed, stuff. Or you've got the other idea that, oh, I just want to, do good for my family and all that stuff. Hey, I feel for you. But, it is what it is. It's part of the cards that you were dealt with. So really, I just really applaud that, we're getting our country and we're kind of making it to where we have a country again instead of it being, this open for business, everybody can come in and just, really, we weren't going to have a country anymore. One, it was going to be all Democrats, which I think that 2-party system should be, a good thing. But anyways, like I said, I could talk about this for millions of zillions of years, but I'm going to get off of here because no one's chatted. I need people to chat. I want to feel like I'm chatting with someone instead of it just being me. So if you get on here and you see me streaming, feel free to chat. I'll shout you out. Subscribe, like, do all that crap. I hate saying all that. I hate listening to people say it when I'm watching a show. subscribe, like, do all that crap. But, whatever. I did my best. I have a weird pet peeve, I guess, of just like, oh, I get it. I've watched a million shows and everybody's just like, oh, if you like this content, subscribe. I'm like, no crap. Thanks. And I do have to say another pet peeve. Why does everybody have to throw me receipts? Like, I don't need a receipt for everything. Literally everything. Like, I go to Walmart, I'm like buying like $5 worth of like, I don't know, milk for, cereal or whatever. It's just like, I'm going to frame this. I'm going to frame this receipt on my wall and stare at it for the next 20 years. Like, Whataburger has pissed me off. I don't even know if I even want to go back. Because at the drive-thru, they're going to be like, hey, what's your name? Hey, this is literally just a in-and-out kind of situation. No pun intended. I'm literally here just to pick up a burger. I'm not here to be besties with you. Why do you do this, Whataburger? Why? I don't want to give you my name. Not because I'm not nice. It's just I want this to be a quick transaction. I just want to give you my card so I can pay for it and get my burger and move on. I don't give a crap. And then on top of that, I asked for a bacon and cheese Whataburger. We're talking about Whataburger because I know that they're trying to upsell. Why do they give me the number 5 or the 13 or whatever the number is? They give me the fries and the drink. It pisses me off. It's just like, I didn't ask for this. I literally asked for a burger. I didn't ask for the whole entire meal. You guys pissing me off. Pissing me off. All I asked for is, can you follow simple instructions? I even say, hey, can I just get a burger? And then they give me the meal. And I'm just like, I didn't ask for this. Feels good to rant. Anybody else feel the same way? I mean, maybe you guys are a little bit more friendly. Maybe you guys are a little bit more friendly. You guys give up your name and, oh, let's be besties for the next 15 years. Oh, I'll call you back. You call me, I'll call you. We'll exchange numbers and, we'll stay up all night. We'll do all-nighters together. Whataburger wants to do all-nighters with you. They want to be besties. Hey, what's your name? It all starts with the name. Yeah, Whataburger, I'm on to you. I always give them my fake name. It's kind of like Rusty Shackelford if you ever watch King of the Hill. I say, my name is John. I'll say my name is Jim. I'll say literally anything other than my name because you don't know me like that. I didn't ask for a relationship, Whataburger. I just asked you for a freaking burger. I didn't ask for the number 13. I just asked you for the burger. And I literally will crumble the receipt right in front of their faces because I did not ask for the receipt either and throw it in my car because I don't want the receipt. I just want a burger and I don't want to give you my name. There's the 3 strikes right there. I'm done with you, Whataburger. Whataburger, Spotify, you're canceled. Out. In my books. If you want to know more about the Spotify situation, you have to go through the 4 hours that I streamed last episode. Because 4 hours of me ranting about Spotify and how they did me wrong. I haven't forgotten Spotify. I will email. And I will succeed. Whether my music is good or bad, whatever, you guys did me wrong. And hopefully we can reconcile whatever the problem is. Still pisses me off. But yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. No, this is the HHS swearing in. Anyways. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, nope. I don't want to be copyrighted. Nope. I could mute it, but it's just one of those things. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that stopped in for the few seconds that probably they stopped in and then said, I'm out of here because this guy's stupid and boring or whatever. But if you do pop in, please chat. I really, really, really appreciate it. Your feedback is welcome and very wanted. subscribe, like, and all that crap. Oh yeah. Hey, Canadians, look at what you can buy in Texas for 600,000. Tell me our real estate isn't busted. This is a really nice home too. You don't even have to go this like drastic. Like you can get a cheaper home. I mean, if you want to live in style and all that, and you got the money and all that, then by all means. Is there home? Oh, yeah, I guess they have a housing crisis over there. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, I'm still trying to figure it out. I've got a couple people that are kind of slowly kind of telling me what's going on. That was another thing. I guess I can spend a little bit more time. I'm going to have to get off here pretty soon. But let me go to my profile real quick and ICE did not make any arrests at this protest. This video clearly shows NYPD making arrests. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Let me go to my replies. Oh yeah, this guy was whining and complaining about blah blah blah. Who cares? There's the Harry Balls dismantling. Who had Harry Balls dismantling the government second week of February? And then this one was really funny. RFK put his hands on the stake to swear in. Obviously, it's satire. It's the Babylon Bees, not, but it's just made for a joke. So nobody sit there and fact check me. Let's see. Okay, so this right here, this post right here got me like a million. I couldn't keep up with everything that was going on. She went on some kind of rant. Obviously it's like 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Not gonna listen to the whole thing, but she was just kind of frustrated about what's going on up there. And I'm just wondering, do Canadians hate Americans? Literally 121 replies, 2 reposts, 27 likes. Like, I don't get this much attention. I'm just a newbie on, everything. Like, I literally don't spend a lot of time on social media. I'm more observed than I reply and all that. So it was really crazy that this one comment got so much attention and it just, literally just exploded. And I try to be fair. I mean, I'm not trying to like tell anybody how to think or, just like I try to be sympathetic and, try to just let people ventilate if they're upset or whatever. But, I'd love if anybody's watching this from Canada, I'd love to have you on, I'd love to let you ventilate what's going on up there. I mean, I'd love to, hear firsthand like what the hell's going on up there. Like, what do you guys think about everything? I would love to host you guys. I mean, if I could figure out the whole phone call thing and trying to get you guys having a window so you guys could, video chat with us, me and Sam, just set up a time. I know that probably you're not live right now because nobody's in the chat chatting with me. And I think that this would have perked up some ears if someone from Canada was actually listening. Comment now if you're in Canada and listening to this. I take that as a no. But anyways, I got this like, thread and it just blew up. And, there was another thing that I replied to. I think it was this guy right here. And this guy was saying that this Singh guy, like I said, I don't know nothing about Canada. I know literally nothing about Canada. And I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but I didn't know how to, if he was a prime minister or if he was a premier or whatever they call him. But he was saying that Singh guy, which is over here, was talking to CNN. Obviously, it's a foreign, media outlet, which is American, but Canada, it's foreign. But Singh was saying that he's putting 100% tariff. And this guy that's the host right here, or whatever he is, he was saying that, well, there's only 2,000 or 20,000. I think it was 20,000 Yeah, I think it was 20,000 Teslas that were sold out of 1.8 million. So those tariffs aren't really going to affect Elon Musk at all. And I told him, I mean, in a reply, I don't think I got really any kind of likes or anything. I don't really care. Like, I'm not looking for attention or anything, but I'd like to have conversation. It's more of an American setup. I actually, I'm not like the CNN whisperer, or, I'm not trying to read into people's thoughts or anything, but this is my best perception. It's more of an American setup. The American media hate Elon for what he is doing with Doge and want to ruin Elon's credibility any way that they can. And if the Singh guy, like I said, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but I don't know his title, isn't well versed, he just got played. So basically, Singh is kind of like your typical Democrat. They'll say stuff off of emotion, but really don't really know how to negotiate. They don't know anything about taxes or tariffs or anything. And they'll just be like, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to poke the bear. And then the bear comes running after you and eats your head off. That's basically what's going on. And this is what I was saying earlier. Yeah, it was 20,799 was the best year that the Teslas were sold to, I guess, Canada or maybe that one province or whatever. I have no idea, but yeah, I really honestly think that they're trying to paint Elon in a bad light. Any way that the CNN can, say, here's what Elon's doing with Doge, and this is what Canada's, going on, and, that he's putting 100% tariff on Elon and Tesla and all this other stuff. And they're trying to do a gotcha moment with Elon and saying, well, Elon's, this is definitely the play that I can guarantee this is what's happening with this. Obviously, if you're from Canada and all that, you really aren't well versed in what CNN's, got going on, but I can guarantee you this is exactly. And the fact that nobody liked it, probably people just passed over my comment, whatever, to each his own, It's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it. But, yeah. Anybody else? I guess we still don't have any chats. I've got like 3 different chat windows that I'm looking at, and I still have yet to see a chat. Shame. Maybe I need to put on my Batman costume and fight terror, and just have my zip line that I can jump off rooftops and be Ethan Hunt. Maybe I need to be as exciting as that to get a viewer or get a comment or whatever. Oh, whatever. I do this more for fun. I don't do this to try to like sit there and try to be like this, like I got 100 million followers or anything. I don't care about that. Right now, I'm just having fun. It helps me ventilate. It helps me feel better. Like, can't tell you, if you don't do this, it's kind of nice just, got the lights on you, you got the camera, you got the microphone, you're able to speak your opinion. Obviously, you want someone to kind of agree or disagree and state their opinion, and you can have a conversation. Not afraid of conversation. Anybody want to get on and conversate, and especially, maybe, all these Canadians that are, sitting there wondering what's going on with the U.S. and all that. I'd love to hear feedback and a little education on what's going on up there with the housing crisis and the immigration crisis, the country that's imploding if the U.S., does all these tariffs. Oh my gosh, the whole country is going to be wiped out. I mean, I just don't understand how a country should survive without support from another country. Like, I know that it's oxymoron, but to have a total dependency on a country without having your own like dependency on yourself. I mean, it's time to, it's kind of like, a single guy living off welfare. I mean, eventually you got to get a job, hopefully, instead of suck on the teat of the government. That's what I feel like Canada has been doing. Because apparently what Trump has said is that the tariffs were way, way, way unbalanced to where we were paying more than what they were paying, in import and export and all that. And so we were basically giving them billions of dollars. That's where this whole tariff war even started, was the fact that he just felt like it was unbalanced and that we were giving them way better deal than they were ripping us off, essentially. Nobody likes to feel ripped off, and I know Donald Trump wants to get this country back to, thriving, and we can't thrive if we're getting ripped off. I don't blame Trump, I feel for the Canadian people, and I'm not saying that, we should just thieve them. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying what's fair is fair, and, we need to, protect our interests as much as Canadians need to protect their interests, and it should not be unbalanced. It should be balanced trade to where everybody walks away, importing or exporting, everybody wants to live free, happy, and successful. And, if we're getting ripped off, how can you, at the end of the day, feel like, you're not getting ripped off? Especially if you know about it. For the longest time, we were all blind covered, we had no idea what was going on. Luckily, Donald Trump has our back, Elon Musk has our back, and those 6 wizards or however many wizards there are doing Doge is taking care of us. So with that, I bid you adieu. It was fun. It was real. And let me go hang out with the kids this weekend, and I will probably see you guys soon. I don't know. I might take you guys on the road with me. I was thinking about taking my mobile, like where I could use my face cam and just use the road microphone and just kind of hang out in the hotel room. It would actually give me something to do in the middle of the week. I could just kind of do these current updates. I don't have to spend all night doing it or anything, but, just get on and try to get a family going, try to get, some comments and some followers and stuff. It'd just be fun to hang out with people like-minded. Maybe we could argue, debate, and I've said this a million times, so I'm not going to say it again. But anyways,